surprising face is the head of a controversy in the political sphere, and that would be Sydney Sweeney. Conservatives pointing fingers at liberals, saying they are overreacting to a controversial American Eagle ad fronted by the rising young actress. It's even getting comments from Vice President J.D. Vance, who had this to say on the Ruthless podcast last week.
My political advice to the Democrats is continue to tell everybody who thinks Sydney Sweeney is attractive is a Nazi. that appears to be their actual strategy.
But the New York Times is reporting progressives didn't have all that much to say about the ad. That the controversy only really began once Republicans began speaking out and accusing Democratic outrage of the ad. In the data collected by the New York Times, only a few progressive accounts with limited followers had anything negative to say on the ad or Sydney Sweeney, and it was the days after the campaign ad's debut that conversations online began surging.
I think the New York Times missed the boat a little bit on this one. And
Really?
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. I think their data is a little funky. For one, I did see conservatives boosting the ad because they liked it, but I didn't see the conversations about outrage start until some of these TikToks started circulating where people were accusing it of doing eugenics or Nazi propaganda. And they didn't mention in the New York Times article that Good Morning America, of all places, actually had a segment where they referred to this as Nazi talking points or propaganda. And so to not include that, I think really misses the point that this was a really mainstream type of outrage from members of the left. And they also talked about, well, no Democratic politicians talked about it. It's like, well, of course not. They're not going to talk about a Sydney Sweeney ad. But it was more about this sort of organic online movement that, myself and a lot of other conservatives saw.
So I think when I looked at all the numbers from Twitter, it was like accounts with like, some of them had like 200 followers, some of them, and or X, and they were getting retweeted by some conservatives. But the large majority, and I'm sure some of those people were Democrats or liberals, were saying, "Oh, beautiful woman." As I agree, I'm not outraged by this ad at all. She's a gorgeous girl. I don't think people should pit her against Beyonce. I think the whole conversation is silly. But at the same time, I do understand that Democrats are the ones who dropped the ball the most because you fell for it. If this even is a thing, and Republicans just made up that this person on TikTok, you said, right? Because I saw that clip. That one did actually have a lot of views.
Yeah, a lot of those had millions.
But that doesn't mean that this person votes Democratic. And they didn't say, "Hi, I'm a Democrat, and here's what I think about Sydney Sweeney." So somebody just assumed you have a liberal perspective. Unless we sit down and interview these TikTokers, we don't know that all of them are liberal. They could be a conservative who thinks this ad isn't right. And
I can make an educated guess.
But it's a guess, nonetheless. And so that's the point about, like, we can't say, and Democrats actually fell for it, that now this ad has blown up and now conservatives have retweeted this point or re-shared on TikTok, whatever is done on TikTok, however you do that, and said, this is what the thoughts of the left are. And they said, yes, actually it is. We'll take that. Like, is it really your thought? Because most people that I know don't care about this that much. This is ridiculous.
Well, it is interesting that if you buy the New York Times' analysis of what happened and your perspective on the idea that the ad was blown up by conservatives and then Democrats kind of ran with some of the criticism that they were accused of having. It's sort of the classic axiom of, well, it's not happening, but if it is happening, it's good that it's happening. It's like, what is going on?
Because also, like, the girl is doing an ad. I don't know, just like literally, actually no one lost in this because American Eagle stock, when I checked yesterday, was up 26%. So you know who won in this whole thing? American Eagle on the back of Democrats just making, falling for it. And I'm just like, if this is not the hill you want to die on and everybody's arguing, oh my God, so woke, why are you going to pull out the archives to find out how this could be extremely like Nazi-like ad? I just don't understand why you try to connect that dot when some of the party is screaming, okay, let's move away from some of these ideals that make us so, socially conscious that we're excluding people. I think there's just a longer conversation of like, why do you have to jump on every train? And also, if somebody is dangling something in front of you to trick you, why would you grab it? Like, we got to be smarter than that. And I think other Democrats have said that. Like, Representative Eric Swalwell of California. He's like, this is dumb. He literally said, this is dumb. And I agree. This is dumb.
It is dumb. The fact that this became such a huge story is really fascinating to see. And I did see a photo yesterday, you'll get a kick out of this, of Sydney Sweeney's ad up in a store. It looked like it was in New York. And there was a, let's just say, unattractive woman standing in front of it, giving it the middle finger.
Oh,
What are we doing?
Yeah, it's getting out of hand, and everybody jumped in. But it gave us something to talk about this week.
It did, and I bought 2 pairs of the jeans, and they
Did
were
you?
great. Yeah.
Well, I actually heard American Eagle. This is totally not a commercial, but I heard that their jeans fit most people really well. So I'm gonna try it. I'm also gonna try Levi's because I'm a Beyonce stan. So we'll just do both. That does it for us on Rising Live. Look out for more exclusive YouTube content coming your way. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to All the Hills YouTube channel so you never miss any content. And for those of you who like to listen on the go, we are now available anywhere you listen to podcasts. See you next time.